Welcome to the Chamber Exchange and the St. Patrick's Day edition of the Chamber Exchange. Again, in this segment, I want to thank our sponsors, the Worcester Railers Hockey Club. We're playing great hockey right now. If you want to go see a great hockey in a family-friendly environment, get down to the DCU Center, as well as Bank Hometown. Both of them help make this show happen. And here in our final segment, we have Samantha Penzone, who's the Director of Marketing and Property Management at the Worcester Business Development Corporation. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So Samantha, the WBDC, for people in Central Mass who read the newspaper, follow the news, is the WBDC, but the name is the Worcester Business Development Corporation. And maybe for someone who isn't totally familiar with what the WBDC does, you could maybe just give a little background.
Sure. We're a private economic development organization who partners with public figures and real estate developers, and we help them kind of push those projects forward in the city and the region. So
kind of a unique role as a business nonprofit, projects that maybe a municipality or the state couldn't do alone, or projects that a private sector developer couldn't do alone. You're kind of that bridge, working to take on projects that maybe otherwise wouldn't get done.
Yeah, definitely. We've done some great projects in the city. Historically, one that comes to mind is the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, and our facility, 20 Franklin Street, which now has the Quinsigamond Community College downtown campus, as well as the JMAC and the Idea Lab.
So Gateway Park, a brownfields project that the WBDC won an award from the National Brownfields Association, a Phoenix Award, which is pretty prestigious.
Yeah, that was before my time, but we are very proud of that project.
Yeah. And right now there's a project that the WBDC was the lead developer on, working with the city, the Chamber, MBI, and it's called the Reactory. It's kind of, in some ways, a WBDC going back to its future. And there's a long-time relationship with the WBDC and the Chamber, and part of that relationship was when the WBDC developed the biotech park in Worcester. And some surplus state property came available. The WBDC is the lead developer in building the Reactory. And if someone's not familiar with the Reactory, maybe you could tell us what it is.
Yeah, so the Reactory is a 46-acre campus up off of Belmont Street. It is a biomanufacturing park. You are a member of the Biomanufacturing Task Force led by the Lieutenant Governor, and we were asked to kind of take a look to see what could be done with this surplus land, and it was realized that biomanufacturing was needed in the city. So we took on the project, and we are now developing the park and looking for tenants.
Yeah, and a couple already, or at least one anyway, that's under construction, Wuxi.
Yep, we have Wuxi under construction, and Galaxy Life Sciences is also under construction.
And they're both focused on the manufacturing side. So here in Worcester, we've got a lot of research and scientific research around cures and therapies in the life sciences and biotech, some manufacturing with AbbVie, but given world events with COVID, given supply chain issues, given the challenges, a lot of companies now want the manufacturing to be local, and this is an opportunity to do more of that manufacturing in Massachusetts.
Yeah, and not only Massachusetts, but outside of the city of Boston, Cambridge, there's great companies out that way that can do the research and development, but they just don't have the space for the manufacturing side of things. So we're hoping with this event, we're bringing companies out to Worcester to show them that there is space out here, it's affordable, and we're looking forward to seeing what we can foster. And
part of it is your job as marketing is to let people in Boston and Cambridge know the opportunities here. Worcester has one of the largest, the third largest cluster in New England outside of Boston and Cambridge in terms of life sciences and biotech. We've got pad-ready sites with the Reactory, and the Reactory Summit is an event that the WBDC is holding on April 6th.
Yes.
And what's the game plan? What's the agenda that day?
Yeah, so we have a great lineup for programming that day, and we have some great hosts. We have obviously the WBDC, MBI, Mass Bio, Mass Inc., and the Mass Life Sciences Center. We're hoping to bring over 150 people from the life sciences community to the Beechwood and kind of show what Worcester has to offer and kind of talk about trends, the future of life sciences, and we have some great speakers lined up as well.
And so it's, part of it is letting people know who are in the life science industry, who may be in Boston and Cambridge, commercial real estate brokers, developers, who in Boston and Cambridge are paying close to $100 a square foot, that there are opportunities that are much more affordable, but you also have the expertise and close proximity to Boston and Cambridge with the Reactory and locations in Worcester.
Definitely. We have some great panels lined up, and Travis McCready from JLL is going to talk about the real estate of the life sciences industry, as well as Ken Turner will be our luncheon keynote, who will talk about the future of biomanufacturing. And then in the afternoon, our closing keynote is Dr. Eric Dixon from UMass, who will kind of focus on Worcester and what UMass has done over the pandemic and what we can kind of see on the other side of things.
And Travis McCready is someone who brings a perspective from two different viewpoints. He's the head, I think, of life sciences and biotech for Jones Lang LaSalle, an international commercial real estate brokerage firm, former head of the Mass Life Sciences Center. You mentioned Ken Turner, a great speaker who's really, in the short period of time that he's been with Mass Life Sciences Center a year, spent a lot of time learning about the life sciences biotech ecosystem in Central Mass.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have secured these speakers, and I'm very excited to hear what they have to say, and I'm hoping we get some attendees and look forward to hearing more about them.
Well, without a doubt, and Eric Dixon, again, the biggest employer in Worcester County is the UMass Memorial Healthcare System, over 20,000 people.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what he has to say, especially with everything that's going on in the world with the pandemic and manufacturing. He has a lot of insight into this world. So. Yeah,
and he. I think he was front and center as not only as the head of and president CEO of the UMass Memorial Healthcare System. He's an ED doc, and was a great leader locally during the whole pandemic. And that is, I think, where we see the whole importance of the life sciences industry coming together with the healthcare delivery. I think there's a data point out there that Joe Boncore from Mass Bio, who was part of your speaking panels, shared with us recently, that there were over 90 Massachusetts companies involved in the development of Operation Warp Speed and coming up with a vaccine. And then we also talk about Ken Turner, 40,000 new jobs in Massachusetts in the next 3 years in the life sciences and biotech. So that means a lot for our hospitals and healthcare delivery systems.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in the future of life sciences. So that's kind of what we're hoping for with this event, is bringing those people to Worcester to show them that the future is in Worcester.
So if someone's interested in attending, Samantha, April 6th at the Beechwood, how can they contact you, the WBDC, go online?
Yeah, so they can visit our website, thewbdc.com, or they can go to thereactory.com. The full program agenda is on the website and a link to registration.
Yeah, and I know we'll be there with some members of the Chamber team.
Yes, definitely.
All right, well, Samantha Penzone, Director of Marketing and Property Management at WBDC, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, our viewers, for being with us in this edition of Chamber Exchange, the TV show.